Across the vast tapestry of human history, there have always been those who walk between worlds. Welcome to the energy as all channel. They are the ones who hear whispers on the wind and see signs in the stars. We call these people by many names, but one of the most ancient is the shaman. A shaman is not just a healer or a priest. They are a bridge. They connect our world, the one we can see and touch, to a world that lies just beyond our senses. This is the spirit world. It is a place of great power, of ancestors and of beings that guide the flow of life itself. The shaman's job is to journey there. They do this to bring back knowledge, healing and balance for their community. The path to becoming a shaman is very rarely a simple choice. It is often described as a calling, something that pulls a person towards their destiny. This call can come in many forms. It might be a powerful dream or a vision that shakes them to their core. It might be a serious illness that brings them to the edge of death and back again. During these profound experiences, they are said to meet their spirit guides. These guides, often in the form of animals or ancestors, teach them the secrets of the other world. They learn how to navigate its landscapes and how to communicate with the spirits that live there. This is their initiation, a deep and personal transformation. Shamans exist in almost every corner of the globe. You find them in the icy lands of Siberia, where the term shaman first came from. You find them deep in the Amazon rainforest, listening to the wisdom of the plants. They are present in the vast plains of North America and the deserts of Africa. Each culture has its own unique traditions and ceremonies, but the core belief remains the same. The shaman is the one who can enter a special state of consciousness. They use tools like drumming, chanting, or dancing to shift their awareness. This rhythmic sound helps them leave their physical body behind and travel into the spirit realm on behalf of their people. The work of a shaman is deeply tied to their community. They are the doctors, the therapists, and the spiritual leaders all in one. If someone in the tribe is sick, the shaman will journey to find the spiritual cause of the illness. They might discover a lost piece of the person's soul and must retrieve it. If the community is facing a famine, the shaman will speak with the spirits of nature to find out why the animals are scarce. They are the keepers of balance. They ensure the relationship between the human world and the spirit world remains harmonious. Through their unique abilities, they help their people navigate the great mysteries of life, death, and everything in between. Now let's travel across the great Pacific Ocean. We arrive on the beautiful islands of Hawaii. Here we find another kind of spiritual guide. They are known as the kahuna. The word kahuna means keeper of the secret, and that is exactly what they were. A kahuna is a master of a specific craft, a respected expert who held deep knowledge passed down through generations. This was not just about spirituality. There were kahunas for many different things. There was a kahuna who was an expert in building canoes, and another who knew everything about healing with plants. They were the priests, the master craftsmen, and the wise advisors to the chiefs and the common people. In ancient Hawaiian society, the kahuna held a place of immense respect and importance. To become a kahuna, one had to go through years of intense training and apprenticeship. They would study under a master, learning not just the physical skills of their craft, but also the prayers, chants, and rituals that went with it. This knowledge was considered sacred, a divine gift. For example, a kahuna lau lapa'au, or a master healer, would know the medicinal properties of hundreds of plants. But they also knew the specific chants needed to ask the gods for their blessing, ensuring the plant's healing power would be at its strongest for the patient. There were many different types of kahuna, each a specialist in their own field. The kahuna nui, or high priest, served the king and oversaw the most important religious ceremonies at the grand temples, known as heiau. Then there were the kahuna pule, priests who specialized in prayer, and the kahuna kalaiwaha, the master canoe builders who knew the secret arts of navigating by the stars. This system ensured that all the important knowledge needed for the survival and well-being of the Hawaiian people was protected and passed down. Each kahuna was a living library, a guardian of a precious piece of their culture's wisdom. The power of a kahuna came from their deep connection to the spiritual forces of the islands, known as mana. Mana is a life force, a spiritual energy that flows through all things, people, animals, places, and even objects. A kahuna knew how to work with mana. They knew how to gather it, how to use it for healing, and how to direct it to achieve a specific purpose. This understanding was at the heart of their abilities. Whether they were healing a person or blessing a new canoe, the kahuna was a master of channeling this divine energy. They were the keepers of the secrets, and the secret was how to live in balance with the spiritual world around them. When we look at the shaman and the kahuna, we see two different paths leading towards a similar goal. The biggest difference lies in how they gain their power and knowledge. The shaman's journey is often a solitary and dramatic one. It involves a personal crisis, a shamanic sickness, that leads to a breakthrough into the spirit world. Their authority comes from their direct, personal experiences in these other realms. They are chosen by the spirits. In contrast, the kahuna's path was more structured. It was a formal system of apprenticeship within a highly organized society. Their knowledge was passed down from master to student over many, many years. Another key difference is their role in society. The shaman often lives on the edge of their community, a little separate from everyone else. This is because their work involves crossing dangerous boundaries. They are specialists in dealing with chaos and the unknown. The kahuna, on the other hand, was deeply embedded in the social structure of Hawaiian life. They were integral parts of the royal court, the building of communities, and the daily religious practices. They were not outsiders, they were the pillars of their society, holding positions of honor and authority in every important field, from healing to politics to art. Yet despite these differences, they share a profound similarity. Both the shaman and the kahuna act as mediators between the physical world and a spiritual reality. They both believe that what happens in the unseen world directly affects our lives here on Earth. A shaman travels to the spirit world to bargain for a lost soul. A kahuna performs a ritual to ask the god Lono to bless the harvest. In both cases, they are interacting with spiritual forces to bring about a positive change in the material world. They are the diplomats, the messengers, who maintain the crucial relationship between humans and the divine. We also see a shared belief in the power of nature. For both traditions, the natural world is not just a collection of resources. It is alive and filled with spirit. A shaman might speak with the spirit of a mountain or a river. A kahuna has a deep respect for the volcano goddess Pele or the shark gods of the sea. This belief shapes their entire practice. Healing is not just about using a plant, it's about communicating with the spirit of that plant. Building a canoe is not just about wood, it's about honoring the spirit of the tree it came from. This sacred view of nature is a common thread that connects them across thousands of miles of land and sea. Both shamans and kahunas have a deep, working relationship with the fundamental elements of nature: earth, water, air, and fire. For a shaman, the earth is a source of stability and healing. They might use sacred clays or soils in their ceremonies to ground a person or to draw out sickness from the body. Water is seen as a portal, a way to cleanse the spirit and enter other realms. A shaman might stare into a pool of still water for visions. For a kahuna, these elements were also tools of creation and power. The volcanic earth of Hawaii was the body of the gods. The ocean water was used for purification rituals, washing away spiritual impurities. The elements of air and fire are just as important. For the shaman, air is the breath of life and the carrier of sound. Their chants, songs, and even the smoke from sacred herbs travel on the air to reach the spirits. Fire is a transformer. It provides light in the darkness, warmth against the cold, and is used in ceremonies to release old energies and invite new ones. For the kahuna, air or makani carried the power of their prayers. Fire, especially the volcanic fire of the goddess Pele, was the ultimate symbol of destruction and creation. It was a powerful force that had to be respected and honored, representing the raw power of the gods. This idea of a spiritual guide is not unique to these two cultures. All around the world we find similar figures. In Africa, they're often called sangomas or witch doctors who communicate with ancestors. In ancient Europe, the Celtic Druids were priests, judges and keepers of natural wisdom. In India, you have the sadhus or holy men who dedicate their lives to spiritual enlightenment. Each has a different name and different customs, but they all share the role of connecting their community to a deeper reality, a world beyond what our eyes can see. They are humanity's spiritual specialists. This brings us to a question that all of these traditions seem to answer with a resounding yes. Is there another world, a higher realm that touches our own? From the Siberian tundra to the islands of Polynesia, the belief that a spirit world coexists with our own is one of the most persistent ideas in human culture. It's the idea that there is a veil between what is seen and what is unseen, and that more people can peek behind it. Whether you call them a shaman, a kahuna, a mystic, or a prophet, their purpose is the same. They remind us that the world is more mysterious and more magical than we might think. They keep the connection alive. Like and subscribe for more.